Welcome everyone to another edition of TMGeek, only on TMG Trivia. I am your host with the most, Kevin, the Philosopher Paz, and I am helped this evening, assisted, co-hosted, my partner in crime, the co-commissioner of TMGeek, Ryan Caramel Mountain Pain. How are you tonight, sir?
Doing pretty good. It's been pretty interesting so far in TMGeek, I'd have to say. A lot of new faces have shown up, and so there's been some really interesting matches we've had, and I can't wait to really dive into this one.
Absolutely, new faces abound, if you will, and we've had some fantastic matchups. And this is our penultimate matchup. Jacob. No, I'm just kidding. That will lead us into our tournament for the championship, and I'm very excited about this. We have, I think, 22 players. I'm not exactly sure yet how we will set up the bracket. We're gonna do a big show. We'll do a show. And some players might get a play-in. I'm not sure yet, so we'll address that later. But for tonight, let's see how this one turns out. We have two excellent geek players. One is a staple amongst these fan leagues. Everybody knows him. He is an unbelievable player, and let's go ahead and bring him in. He is the Cosmic Night Fury. He is the TMG Chokeslam champion for almost 1 year running, Nico Suave Regoli. How are you, man?
I'm pretty sure by the time this match airs, it will have been a full year, unless I get a random defense within the next 5 minutes, and then who knows what could happen there. But yeah, I'm feeling good right now, aside from some gas from some chicken wings. But hey, that's my buyer beware, eater beware. I've heard some good things about my opponent tonight, and I'm just hoping that I can be the better player, because Nick Tuig is not in this league, so there's a much higher chance of me getting to that belt without him being here. And I'd like to get that belt. It's been my goal to finally get a movie trivia title. I've come close in certain divisions. More so in teams than in singles, depending on what movies we're eligible to be asked about. But as a singles competitor, I want to breach that hurdle. I want to get that long-awaited movie trivia title.
Fair. That's fair.
The matches we've had so far, there's definitely some good competitors that we have found here, especially some I definitely would recommend over to Full Metal Geek for them to try out, because there's some potential here. And while our schedule is completely different, but it's not to say that we still won't have the same tough questions as they would. That's for sure.
That is absolutely true, and not completely not by design.
No. We want this to be fun, but still challenging.
Yeah, exactly. And open to as many people as possible. So speaking of, let's go ahead and we'll drop Nico out for just a moment, and we'll bring in his competitor. He is Robert the Ghost Castner, making his debut in, I believe, this is your first in any geek match, right?
I've done one geek match over at JOAT, and I played Joe Fairley, and we took ourselves to the wire.
Oh wow!
So that's
no Joe.
That's really, when Nico's talking about hearing good things about me, I'm curious who's spreading lies, albeit good lies, about me, because I haven't gotten a chance to do a lot of geek stuff.
Yeah, well, hey, taking Joe Fairley to the wire is an automatic good thing to say about someone. Joe is currently sitting atop the rankings in TMGeek right now, and I know that I know of at least two players that would like to dethrone him right now before the tournament. So
You did mention that Nico is the TMG Chokeslam champion. If my math or at least my record still confirms, hopefully, I'm pretty sure TMG will, hit me up later. He's the current late TV fights champion. So
that's right. He's a late TV fights and movie battleground champion. Joe is. That's absolutely correct.
So
everybody's got a lot of belts.
Yeah,
right. Belts galore, if you will.
It doesn't change anything. The base is completely a different foreground than Geek. The fact that you and Joe went back, went neck and neck with each other. Who's to say you guys won't meet up again?
I don't know. I know Nico's really, really good. So my goal here is really just to I've been studying like freaking crazy for 2 weeks, really, and I just want to see if any of those things I've retained. I told my wife all these things are swirling like a nebulous cloud in my head. But the good thing is that when you ask questions, you're only asking one question at a time. So hopefully I can pinpoint in my brain what the question and answer could be. It's not foolproof, but it could happen.
That's correct. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right, Robert. And when you take it, Geek can be a fickle mistress. It's 350 movies ish, but it does get deep. So I've seen you compete in regular movie trivia, and you do have an astounding knowledge there. Do you feel like that will help transfer over, or what are your thoughts there?
I got a pretty good brain and recollection for things, like movie things, not names or dates of real people, but movie things. I guess the other Geek thing I forgot to mention, I did win an MCU like Iron Man gauntlet where I went from the beginning all the way to the end. That's like the big Geek thing I've done. And that was a year and a half ago. So I might be rusty. Again, I'm just here to test my knowledge, see how I do against Nico. As has been stated, there's two sides of the TMG Geek bracket. So if I lose, I'm still in a bracket. So That's fine.
Absolutely.
And it's still a good compliment. It's still a good accomplishment to have on your hand. The fact that because one thing when it comes to Geek exhibitions, the fact that you're able to, win one or be able to, outlast most of your opponents is still a great, something to have under your belt and under your notch. Because let's be honest, the more you're able to retain that knowledge by doing exhibition or Iron Man-esque sort of matches, it's much easier for you to go into a regular trivia match knowing that you don't have to worry about one certain area anymore because you feel confident in it.
That's how I'm approaching this. If it can go that way, like I said, I just want to see how good I can go toe-to-toe with Nico. I win, I lose, I lose. I'm just trying to expand my knowledge base and see what I can retain.
I love it. Well, let's get down to it. Go ahead and let's bring Nico back in, and I'll run down some rules for round one. 10 questions in random core Geek categories given to both competitors. You'll have 15 seconds to write down your answer on whiteboard, paper, your arm, as long as you can clean it off for the next one, whatever you got. Your answers, as soon as we call your name, please speak your answer aloud and reveal your response. Each question will be worth 1 point. You will not lose a point if you answer incorrectly, so just put something down. You never know. Perfect round 10 for 10 in round one will trigger a 1 point bonus question. You do have 3 repeats and 1 challenge throughout the match. And we'll go to Nico. Do you have any questions before we get started?
Yes. The orange marker I have is the only one that still has working ink. Can you see that fine?
Hold on.
Hold it just a little bit closer.
Wait. I saw it perfectly, but then, it got a little blurry, but I can see it.
Okay, I just want to make sure you can see the ink.
All right. And Robert, do you have any questions before we get started?
I know people are big sticklers on this. Can you see my hands okay? Hands are fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes, absolutely.
It's a great point to bring up here. Mostly for us, we understand for most of our competitors, depending on your situations, your home lives, or whatever cameras you're using, as long as we can able to see your fingertips, we are good. We definitely trust that you guys are taking this 100% seriously.
Yeah, and not only that, but we do have at least 2 people sitting in the back, so we have eyes everywhere. So you know, if you guys want to cheat in this, then you will definitely be caught.
3, actually. We got 3 people. So
there you go. We have 3. But yeah, we will get moving on. And Ryan, if you will, take it away with question number 1.
My pleasure. Okay, gentlemen, your first question in this round comes from the category of Star Trek, the Star Trek franchise. Here we go. In Star Trek the Motion Picture, which member of the Enterprise crew refuses to be beamed up to the ship? And just a reminder, if you guys did not hear that, like if it was blurry or technical issues, we do allow for a technical repeat. All right, let's count ourselves down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's start off with Nico.
Dr. Leonard McCoy.
And Robert?
Put Bones McCoy.
Definitely accept that too. We had both variations of the name, Bones or Doctor, like his full name or just Dr. McCoy. But you both are correct. 1 point.
Absolutely, a great start for both Robert and the Cosmic Night Fury. All right, your second category is Middle Earth. John Rhys Davies portrays Gimli and what other character in the Lord of the Rings franchise?
Yeah, I tell you, when I looked up his filmography, this actor, man, I'm not going to say he gets worse, but wow, I would not be surprised if I find him in 5 other geek franchises.
Right. He's in everything. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, boards up. This time we'll start with Robert.
Treebeard.
And Nico.
I had a blank board.
All right. So Nico is the pressure's off there.
Is correct. It is Treebeard.
Yes, I'm sorry. Nico.
You see that weird little A I made? It's because I'm trying to figure out how to write like this.
The pressure's off for Nico for the perfect round is what I was trying to get out there. Sorry, words are definitely hard sometimes. Ryan, go ahead with number 3.
You're forgiven, Kevin. In my area right now, the most important thing is just fresh air and to breathe.
I believe it.
Let's go to our third category, gentlemen, in the DCEU, or Worlds of DC, just in case I was tongue-tied. In Aquaman, what is the name of the daughter of King Nereus that journeys with Arthur to find the trident?
Oh, thank God. It's an easy Aquaman question.
Yeah, it could be so. There's like 80 million people in this, and that's not including the CGI characters.
No, we're not asking what's the name of the florist that gives this daughter flowers. No, but let's count down in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Since it looks like you guys both easily got the answer, let's go with Nico first.
Mara.
And to the ghost.
I said Mira. I thought it's with me.
That's not the correct answer. That's not the correct answer.
Yeah. Well, what's up, Kevin?
No, go ahead, Ryan. What you were going to say is probably what I was going to say.
Yeah, I mean, I understand you're in the ballpark, but the way the way that you have the pronunciation with the I, unfortunately, we can't give that to you because then that's a completely different name.
Understandable.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's the sad part about vowels. They change the pronunciations and the phonetic and how the name sounds phonetically. But Nico will get the point for his answer. Mira.
Yep. All right. So moving on to question 4. No perfect rounds today. But the category is weapons, vehicles, technology, and magical objects. And your question is, what is... I'm sorry, let me restart this one. What color is the blade of the lightsaber that Finn uses in his battle with Kylo Ren in The Force Awakens?
The heck just happened? Like the document just disappeared on me.
I was gonna get dinged for that Mara as soon as I looked at it. I was like, I'm an idiot.
And need an answer in 5, 4, 3.
The specifics, man.
2,
One vowel can
1.
change the whole answer.
I know.
Yeah, absolutely. And pins down, boards up, and we'll go to Robert.
It's Luke Skywalker, Anakin's lightsaber, which was blue.
That is correct. Nico?
This lightsaber was used to kill children. Blue.
Oh,
Indeed it was.
yeah, we were gonna have to deal with that.
All right. 3-3. 3-3 is the score as we move on to question 5.
All right, no problem, guys. Your question, it's not a weapons technology question, but we are going into the realm of Marvel. Sorry, I had to pause for that. Who plays Carlton Drake / Riot in 2018's Venom? Surprisingly, I think this movie is still available on a few platforms. I kind of skipped like 30 minutes, and then I enjoy the rest of the movie.
I still can't get over that turd in the wind quote.
Let's count ourselves down so we can block that out from memories in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I will go to Nico.
Riz Ahmed.
And to the Ghost.
Riz Ahmed.
And both are correct. It is still a tie game, everybody. But let's not hold our collective breaths as we move to our next question.
All right. Category 6 is Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. In The Rise of Skywalker, what does Sori Bliss give to Poe Dameron before the group leaves Kijimi?
Yeah, after spending a whole division writing Star Wars questions, I'm so glad to not have to do that again.
I believe it. I kind of got burnt out after maybe halfway through, so I know that you were struggling towards the end there.
Well, keep the question still very easy to find and not too deep dive.
Right. Need an answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pins down, boards up, and we'll go to Robert.
Now, if I have this right, first order captain token.
And Nico.
The script to a better movie.
I'm going to give it to Robert. It's a first order captain's medallion. But I'm going to give that to Robert.
Okay, then let's just move on to the next question. Let's go to now we're out of Star Wars and we're jumping back into comic books, gentlemen, as we go to DC, just DC. In what year was Batman: Mask of the Phantasm theatrically released?
Movie release dates.
Yep. I'm personally glad this was a theatrically released movie.
Me too.
I mean, I still enjoy watching this, but the fact that it's, actually, welcomed into Geek Trivia makes me even 10 times as happy. Well, let's count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, Nico, let's go with you.
Really hoping I didn't do the Brooklynville Curse. Is it 1993?
Let's go to Robert.
I also had 1993.
No sandwiches, gentlemen. You are both correct.
Whew.
Good job, guys.
And Robert is ahead by 1 point, but anything can still happen. We're almost towards the end. Let's go to our next question.
Okay, and then question number 8 in round 1, moving right along, is in the Wizarding world. What actor took over the role of Dumbledore, beginning with Prisoner of Azkaban in the Harry Potter series, due to the untimely death of the previous actor?
I feel like such an idiot for forgetting this. I think I'm going to mix the actors up, but I got to put something down.
And going back to Ryan to the Mask of the Phantasm, I'm really glad they finally put it on Netflix.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was immediately going to be on HBO Max. To be honest,
yeah, no kidding. All right, let's get.
Most of the DC movies are going.
Right, let's go ahead and get an answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, boards up, and we'll go to Robert.
Michael Gambon.
And Nico.
He has the right one. I put Richard Harris, which is who he replaced.
Yeah.
That is, Michael Gambon is correct. So Robert takes a 2-point lead there.
Yes, he does.
Go back to Ryan.
All right, guys. We are at our penultimate question in round 1, and that is in the MCU. And here's your question. Black Panther was nominated for 7 Academy Awards at the 91st ceremony. How many awards did it win? Looking for the number. Oh, man, this movie, it's getting a lot of buzz now.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I actually had this written before all that happened. But
I think it's hilarious how people were like judging this movie, the fact it got nominated. But I'm like, just watch the movie. I mean, the categories it got nominated in, it definitely deserved it. But I'm gonna hold countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pens down. I will go to Nico.
So I have a document with the answer to this question written down. I just can't remember if I'm misremembering the stats I wrote in that document. Is it 4?
And let us go to Robert.
I did the thing where I should put more than what I thought. I only put 2.
You both sandwiched on this. It's actually 3.
I knew I did it. I have to do that. When I think I know the number, I have to go one more because it's easy.
That's all right. And to be honest, when it comes with comic book movies in general, 2 would normally be the right answer, but not all of them.
Right. Yep. Original score, costume design, and production design are the 3.
Production design was the one I missed.
All right, guys. Your 10th and final question in round 1 is, as always, plot summary. I'll give you the plot summary of a geek movie, and you give me the movie. A teenager journeys through an enormous, otherworldly maze to rescue her baby brother after wishing him away to a mythical goblin king.
I'm kind of surprised these don't show up in the live other trivia matches.
Yeah, I know. I have to admit, I totally took this from Sandy and Full Metal, just Full Metal. But man, I just love this category so much.
I mean,
I just read the synopsis of this movie an hour ago. So.
I mean, to be honest with you, Kev, I've thrown out to you that we should have an IG actors and actresses slice just so we can test on the basics of knowledge. But you know, we'll hold that off to like a tournament. But
maybe after the tournament, right? All right, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, boards up, and we'll go to Robert.
Rest in peace, David Bowie. And it's not Pan's Labyrinth; it's just Labyrinth.
And Nico.
Yeah, I have a blank board.
Oh,
all right. So we finish up the first round. Robert, 8 big points, and Nico coming up with 5. So 2 good first rounds, and we will go to the second round where literally anything can happen. I'll go ahead and read off your round 2 rules. It is the wheel round. Each competitor will spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. You do have the option to spin it twice, unless you land on opponent's choice the first time. You will get 5 questions from your category that you land on. Your questions are worth 2 points apiece. If you do decide to go to multiple choice, which is an option, the value of your question drops to 1 point. Opponents, be ready, because you have the opportunity to steal if the competitor gives an incorrect answer. Repeats and challenges are still in effect, which Nico and Robert both have all 3 of the repeats and your challenge. So do you guys have any questions before we get started with round 2?
No.
All right, Robert, you are in the lead. I'll go ahead and read off the categories for round 2 tonight. And you can decide if you would like to spin first or defer to the Night Fury. All right, guys. Tonight on the wheel, we have Nico's strength of Star Wars minus Rise of Skywalker. Robert's strength of Captain America featured MCU films. Wizarding World, Star Trek, DCEU, Middle Earth, quotes, mixed bag, spinner's choice, and opponent's choice.
So I think with those, good for most, but I respect champions, so I'll let Nico go first.
All right, he's going to see if he can get something off the board here. So he is going to spin let Nico spin first. Do a little time spin here. Yep. And thank you for making me bigger there. All right. And of course, Nico wanted that prime
priming
spin.
the wheel, guys. Priming the wheel, unfortunately.
Yeah, so that was just a prime.
Oh, man. Nico, I'm so sorry.
I was about to pounce like a shark to blood.
All right, let's see if he can get it again. Your first spin, Nico, is...
And waiting for the collective.
Right on the line. DC.
Oh!
Can you read over the categories again, please?
Yeah, absolutely. We have Star Wars without Rise of Skywalker, Wizarding World, quotes, Star Trek, MCU, Captain America featured films, mixed bag, DCEU, and Middle Earth.
You know, I'm going to keep DCEU, please.
Okay, he's going to keep DCEU, and I will give him those questions.
All right, no worries, man. And I'm going to be honest, like round 2, anything really can happen. I mean, we still have spinners and opponent's choice on here. So even if Nico sweeps this round and then let's say Robert gets like opponent's choice, it could turn very well, but there are still like extra categories on here.
Right. Yeah. This is round 2 is a decider round for sure, especially in Geek. I feel like. So let's see what we have here in DCEU. Nico, 5 questions in that realm. Are you ready, sir?
Yes.
All right. And Robert, just a reminder: hands on screen, and be ready for any potential steals.
Yes, I will do my Mr. Burns tenting.
Thank you, sir. All right, your first question, Nico. Who plays Victor Vasquez, the children's adopted father, in Shazam?
Multiple choice.
All right. Is it A, Adam Brody, B, Ross Butler, C, DJ Catrona, or D, Cooper Andrews?
Is it Cooper Andrews?
Cooper Andrews is correct for 1 point.
Jerry from The Walking Dead himself.
All right.
Indeed.
All right. All right. Question 2 in DCEU. In what state does Tom Curry live when he meets Atlanta in Aquaman?
Dang it. Multiple choice.
All right. Is it A, Maine, B, Massachusetts, C, Rhode Island, or D, Connecticut?
I think it's Massachusetts.
That is incorrect, Robert. You'll get the opportunity for the 1-point steal here. I'll repeat the question and the multiple choice. In what state does Tom Curry live when he meets Atlanta in Aquaman? Is it A, Maine, B, Massachusetts, C, Rhode Island, or D, Connecticut?
I'm sad because Nico took the one I was pretty sure it wasn't. These three staring at me in the face. I'm going to say A, Maine.
Maine is correct for 1 point. So Robert takes back that 1 point there. All right, Nico, your third question in DCEU. What is the name of Connie Nielsen's character in Wonder Woman?
Oh. Come on, I should know this. I'll know it when I hear it. Multiple choice.
All right. Is it A, Antiope, B, Artemis, C, Antiope, or D, Hippolyta?
Are you sure two of those answers are different from one another?
Yeah, they're spelled different.
It's Antiope and then there's Antiope. Antiope.
There you go. Sorry.
Yeah.
I might have to challenge this because I'm pretty sure the pronunciation, if it's this character, is Antiope.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
All right, that is incorrect. Robert, for the 1 point steal, what is the name of Connie Nielsen's character in Wonder Woman? Is it A, Antiope, B, Artemis, C, Antiope, or D, Hippolyta?
I believe Antiope is Robin Wright. So this for Connie Nielsen is D, Hippolyta.
Yes, Hippolyta is correct for 1 point.
Yeah, actually, you know what I meant, right? Because I said D.
Antiope is Robin Wright. Antiope, that's pretty much just another Amazon on the island.
Right. And that was my fault for mispronouncing that. I just misread it.
You know what? I'm going to challenge this because of the fact that even though they were incorrect answers, two of them sounded so much alike that it threw me off.
All right, guys, coming back from the challenge, we have decided after conferring with the line judge that when I read the question and the multiple choices to Nico, there were two that were very similar, and I read them. I did not go back and reread them in a slower way to distinguish them. That is on me. So we are going to throw out this entire question, and unfortunately, that does take away the steal from Robert. But we're going to give Nico a backup question in DCEU, which
and
we do have.
Everybody out there, with the question being thrown out, Nico will be given the question at whole. It won't be where he has to choose multiple choice. If he wants to go to multiple choice, then he can choose. But he's given a brand new question for anyone who's going to be confused out there watching.
Exactly. Thank you, Ryan, for clarifying that for me. All right. So we will move along here. you are on your third question, Nico, in DCEU. And here we go. Are you're ready, right?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. All right, third question in DCEU. Finish this quote from Birds of Prey. And luckily for me, I have all my best ideas blank.
Drunk?
That is correct for 2 points.
What? The challenge definitely paid benefits for Nico, as now he's closed down this lead to a 1 point difference.
That is correct. All right. Question 5 in DCEU. I'm sorry, question 4.
Yeah.
In Man of Steel, after leaking her story called Aliens and Spaceships online, how long does Perry White suspend Lois Lane for?
Dang it. I'm just going to take a shot in the dark. Is it 2 weeks?
That is incorrect. We'll go to Robert for the 2-point steal. I'll read you the question one more time. In Man of Steel, after leaking the story Aliens and Spaceships online, how long does Perry White suspend Lois Lane for?
Yeah, I'm between 2 on here. 3 weeks?
3 weeks is correct for 2 points.
That backfired.
Nico was just off by 1 week.
Decision. It was a risky strategy, and normally in most situations it's kind of, and we understand for most players that the safety of multiple choice, but sometimes you gotta take that risk. And this is not over just yet. Nico still has one more question, and then it's all Robert's turn, and we'll see how the wheel will decide his fate.
That's right. All right. Your final question, Nico, in DCEU. Who composed the score for Suicide Squad?
See, now I'm doubting myself. Just to be on the safe side, multiple choice.
All right. Is it A, Tyler Bates, B, Stephen Price, C, Hans Zimmer, or D, Trent Reznor?
Let me hear the choices one more time.
Absolutely. I'll give you a free repeat of the choices here. Is it A, Tyler Bates, B, Stephen Price, C, Hans Zimmer, or D, Trent Reznor?
Is it Tyler Bates?
That is incorrect. Robert, for the 1-point steal, who composed the score for Suicide Squad? Is it A, Tyler Bates, B, Stephen Price, C, Hans Zimmer, or D, Trent Reznor?
Boy, this silly DCEU studying paid off. It's B, Stephen Price.
Stephen Price is correct for 1 point. And that wraps up DCEU.
And wraps up Nico's turn as we see the score is now 12-8, 4-point difference. We're going to Robert. Now, no, this is not over just yet for Nico. It depends on whatever
Not by a long shot.
There are at least a multitude of possibilities on that wheel for Rob to land that will benefit Nico. And also, Nico does have, in most situations, maybe a 25-30% chance he's going to land on something that's his strength.
That's right. All right, so with DCEU off the wheel, Robert, your first spin is in.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
And we got
Mixed bag.
Spin it again. Can't do it fast enough, please.
As if he can't spin it fast enough. Here we go.
It'll be great when this lands on it again.
And whatever it does land on, he'll be forced to keep.
This is it. We have, is it?
It's
Star
Nico.
Wars No Rise. So Nico does get it. It is Nico's strength there.
Yeah.
So
These questions
Robert,
will be gifted to Robert.
Yep.
and who better to give them to him than the man himself that has led the entire Star Wars tournament, Ryan Payne.
Thank you very much. All right. But let us dive. Robert, the category is the entire Star Wars franchise except The Rise of Skywalker, to be clarified. So here is your first question. What specific limb of C-3PO is silver instead of gold? As I say, what specific limb?
You said silver, right?
I'm sorry. I will repeat that because it came off quick. It came off wrong. So that's a free.
Yeah.
What specific limb of C-3PO is silver instead of gold?
God, I'm embarrassed that I don't know this, so I'm going to go to multiple choice.
All right. And your multiple choice options are A, his right arm, B, left arm, C, right leg, or D, left leg.
Golly. Can I hear the choices one more time?
All right. This is your free one.
Yeah.
The multiple choice options are A, right arm, B, left arm, C, right leg, or D, left leg.
I mean, I know his right arm is red later. I'm gonna go with left leg.
That is incorrect, Nico. You have the opportunity for a 1-point steal, but I will give the options again, and that is A, right arm, B, left arm, C, right leg, or D, left leg.
I feel like this question is challengeable because he has a red arm in The Force Awakens and his entire body is silver in Attack of the Clones. So I don't have any recollection of him having a silver single limb. So,
but still,
I'm going to say right arm because I feel like maybe it was a typo in the color for the question, but like
Are you sure? Final answer, right arm.
That is my final answer.
Well, that is incorrect. The answer is the right leg.
I would like to see proof of what movie you are referring to where he has a silver right leg.
All right, so this is a challenge then.
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back from the next challenge. Now, going through extensive research, also having an on-air interview clip from Anthony Daniels, it is confirmed that C-3PO's right leg in A New Hope was silver. As we would play the clip, but of course, copyright claim. Last thing we want is this video to get flagged down. But with that clip and also a few still photos of C-3PO from the original trilogy, unfortunately, Nico will lose this challenge. Both were incorrect because they guessed the wrong body part. But unfortunately, in this situation, Nico loses his challenge as we are going to move forward with Robert's next question in Star Wars No Rise of Skywalker. Robert, are you ready?
I am indeed. I can't wait to see how the rest of these questions go after that one.
Well, you never know what's ever going to happen. But here we go. Here's your second question. In A New Hope, what docking bay number is the Millennium Falcon located in, according to Han, on Mos Eisley?
I like this because it's part of the Weird Al saga continues. Docking bay 94.
Oh, you gotta thank Weird Al because you are correct. for 2 points. Let us move to your third question in Star Wars No Rise of Skywalker. In The Phantom Menace, which character says the line, "Greed can be a powerful ally"?
I feel like I know it, but for safety purposes, I'm going to say multiple choice.
All right. Your multiple choice options are A, Watto, B, Qui-Gon Jinn, C, Chancellor Palpatine, or D, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
It's who I thought, I assume, but I'm going to look really stupid again if I say this with such surety and be wrong. It's B, Qui-Gon Jinn.
And that is correct for 1 point.
Yeah, I knew that.
I'm pretty sure he's at 15 right now. Because
Yeah, that's what Robert had 12, and then he got that 2-pointer.
Yeah.
And now it's 1, so that's 3 points.
I wasn't going to say anything till we were past stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. Okay, but let's get to your...
Thanks for looking out, man. I appreciate that.
All right. Let us get to your penultimate question. In The Force Awakens, Finn tells Rey the stormtrooper's masks filter out blank, not toxins.
This is another one I'm pretty sure I know. I wish you had done the other way because I knew the other way for sure. So I'm going to do multiple choice again.
All right. Multiple choice. A, dust. B, mist. C, smoke. Or D, methane.
C, smoke.
And that is correct for 1 point. Now we are heading to your final question in Star Wars No Rise of Skywalker. Who plays Mon Mothma in Return of the Jedi?
Oh, man, I can never remember her name. I'm going to do multiple choice it again.
All right, no problem.
Yeah.
Your options are A, Caroline Blackston, B, Genevieve O'Reilly, C, Eden Espinoza, D, Debbie Lee Carrington.
The one name that sounds familiar, and if I get this wrong, I'll be sad. B, Genevieve O'Reilly.
Well, that is incorrect. And Nico, you have the opportunity for a 1 point steal. I will give you your multiple choice options again. A, Caroline Blackiston. B, Genevieve O'Reilly. C, Eden Espinoza. Or D, Debbie Lee Carrington.
See, Genevieve did it for the prequels and Rogue One. I'm gonna go with. Did you say Eden was C?
Yes, I did.
Then I'm gonna go with C.
That is also incorrect. The correct answer was A, Caroline Blackiston.
Okay.
Yep.
But you are correct about Genevieve O'Reilly.
That is correct. If she was in here, you complete the story. But Robert's round is over at the end of round 2, and our scores now up to date is Robert in the lead with 16, Nico in behind with 8. Now, normally in most situations, well, actually, there is no normal situation because let's be honest, in Geek, anything can happen because we're going to our third and final round. Kevin, why don't you take it away?
That's right, Ryan. Nobody's ever out of it in Geek. So let's go over some round 3 rules. Each competitor is going to give me 3 numbers that will correspond to 3 random Geek categories. Each one will be worth 2, 3, and 5 points respectively. There's no stealing, no multiple choice in this round. Each player retains their repeats and challenges. If they have them, Nico, you have all 3 repeats. Unfortunately, you did lose your challenge. Robert, you have all 3 repeats and your challenge. Since you do have the lead, Robert, you can go ahead and give me your 3 numbers between 1 and 12.
I will go with 3, 4, and 9.
3, 4, and 9. And Nico, your three numbers, please. One between 1 and 12 that aren't 3, 4, or 9.
12, 5, and 6.
12, 5, and 6. All right. I will give Nico his questions, and hopefully he can send it back over to Robert. He will need to hit his 5 and 3. That's that's correct, right? Yep. I can do maths.
Yeah. The name of the game here is to clean sleep, is to get it all.
Hey, that's exactly right. Hit them all. All right. Your first question, Nico, was in number 12, and that corresponds to scores and soundtracks. Scores and soundtracks.
It is a
So
two-pointer.
your 2-pointer in scores and soundtracks is as follows. Who composed the score for Guardians of the Galaxy?
Who does James Gunn like to work with? I swear I've looked this up at one point.
Yeah, need an answer. Repeat in 5, 4, 3, 2,
Repeat.
1. All right.
You said repeat, yeah.
Yeah, I got it. All right, your 2-point question in scores and soundtracks. Who composed the score for Guardians of the Galaxy?
Now I think it's Tyler Bates.
That is correct. It is now Tyler Bates.
Yep,
I was hoping you.
That repeat
Yep.
was very useful for him.
That is correct. Excellent strategy work there from Nico.
I was like, I know
his-
he did something. I just couldn't remember what movie. And I was like, is it Guardians or is it something else? Was it Thor? And I just finally settled on it.
Nico showing his his tenure, showing what some tenure can do for you in a game like this. So your second category you selected was number 5. Number 5 corresponds to the MCU.
Yep.
So your 3-pointer, Nico, in the MCU, to bring you 3 points closer to Robert. What city does the water elemental attack in Spider-Man Far From Home?
It's in Italy. I think Venice.
Venice, Italy is correct for 3 points.
Yep.
Nico making quick work of his 3-pointer there. So with 2 repeats remaining, it comes down to this for Nico. Needs to hit this to send it over to Robert, make him do some work. And he selected category number 6, and that corresponds to mixed bag. Mixed bag.
Oh, my heart is sad now.
Let's see if he can keep his momentum going. As I said, 2 repeats to use. And your 5-point question, Nico, in mixed bag is as follows. What does BPRD stand for in Hellboy?
And how many repeats does Nico still have?
He has 2.
Okay.
We'll need one of those repeats or an answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, for 5 points, what does BPRD stand for in Hellboy?
Dude, I still actually own this. I still have the physical copy of this movie, and I even have the director's cut too. So it's always kind of like, what
Nice.
did I kind of like what Guillermo del Toro when you want to look at his vision and see what he actually wanted to accomplish.
Yeah, I just put Golden Army on my watch list.
The movie's at times good and underrated. Sometimes it feels a little too much. But let us count down.
Yep. Either his last repeat or his answer in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Gonna use that last repeat.
All right. Can't take it home with you. Might as well use it.
Yeah.
This final repeat and your 5-pointer, Nico, in mixed bag. What does BPRD stand for in Hellboy?
Oh, BPRD. I've had the wrong acronym.
Oh, yes, BP as in Peter, RD.
I'll give you a few more seconds. That's the only thing about acronyms and doing digital matches.
Well, it's not just that, but it's also just the sounds of the words, because B
Right,
and
right.
P are so similar, just like B and
Right.
D.
Mm-hmm. All right. We'll need an answer in 5, 4, 3, 2,
I don't have
1.
it. Good game, Robert.
All right. And your winner by TKO, Robert the Ghost Castner.
The answer
Nico,
was Bureau for Paranormal Research and Defense.
That's right. Bureau for Paranormal Research and Defense. Nico clawed his way back to make this one a nail biter at the end there. We'll drop Robert to the back and talk to Nico real fast. All right, Nico. You had a little bit of a slow start out of the gate. Didn't come up necessarily with the wheel slice maybe that you wanted. How are you feeling? I know it's kind of a stupid question, but you did great in round 3. How are you feeling about that?
That was one of the worst matches I've played in a while. Round 2 is usually my comfort zone, and instead it just made me feel as uncomfortable as humanly possible. All the questions that I didn't want to come up came up, and I tried to use my challenge as best I could for some of those steals, and it's
but it's not the same. You were right to make some of those challenges, because not just for the question's sake, but also to help for purpose of clarification. I mean, to be honest, the multiple choice options in for the DC Wonder Woman. To be honest, if I was in your position and I had heard 2 names that sound very similar, I also would have challenged as well. Even if it was just those situations where you found. No, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's nothing to lay your head on. I mean, we all have bad days. We all have bad games. We all have good games. I'm of the firm believer that your best game it follows suitly after your worst played match. So believe me, the next time you're back here in Geek, I'm pretty sure you're going to be playing lights out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope so. I hope so, because I felt like I was on a high coming into this week, coming into this match, and this kind of just brought down my confidence a little bit, because one miss I could maybe handle, but this was like a series of misses that just kept adding up and adding up and adding up, and when you that's not good for your confidence. That's not good for my confidence, and seems like I need to do a DCEU rebinge after this, because that was I'm thankful that that there's another bracket in the tournament that will still keep me alive and in the conversation for the title. But damn it, I wanted to be on that winner's side of the bracket, and now
I mean,
you can tell I'm too pissed to speak right now.
well,
I
look,
hear you.
you're in a different bracket, but that does not mean that you are out of the hunt for to become the inaugural champion. I mean, in most situations, I mean, normally in a bracket, normally when we were doing this, it was going to be like the first of 3 matches, but then we realized that would have taken too long. So by having separate brackets set up, you could still be getting the opportunity to be the #1 contender facing the winner of the winner's bracket, or you can be the person to face the inaugural champion. The options are there. So,
and I mean, you like I said, you coming out, you taking the round 1, round 2, and you said yourself that it wasn't a good round 2. You could have easily just turned this game in when it was 16-8 and just basically given up right then and there, but you didn't. You took your time on your 2, used your repeat, you nailed the 3, and then you took your time with that 5, and so I definitely would be fearful if I was running up against you on that side of the bracket, for sure.
I appreciate the compliments. I'm still pissed at my performance right now.
I know how you feel, man, and hopefully those feelings will subside quickly. Go. I'm sure you have a heavy bag somewhere in the house. So go hit that a few times, or whatever it is that you do to get your anger out. And no, we'll bring you back in just a moment. We'll talk to Robert and bring you right back in. Robert, you did what you had to do tonight. TKO victory over Nico, a stellar competitor. How are you feeling?
I feel really good, obviously, about how it is I performed for the most part. I was a stupid letter and a stupid number away from getting a perfect round. And then there were some of those Star Wars questions. I knew the Qui-Gon question. I was fairly certain about the smoke question. So if I just had a little bit more confidence, I think I played it safe because I had the lead. And I got a chance to get those steals. But I'm real. I mean, people who lost, who are 0-1 or whatever on Nico's side, they should be worried because I know how good he is from seeing other matches. I just think I got lucky today, but I know I can play better. So I could have put up in the 20s, I think, if I played to my full capacity.
Yeah, that's a great point about just that even the pronunciation. Maybe had you said mirror differently, or like you said, the vowel, and then
in most situations it falls down to even if the name you pronounce it correctly,
but spell it wrong.
Yeah, it's the spelling. I mean, in most situations it's forgivable, but unfortunately, in certain areas, like in the geek culture, if this was something like if this was like a Lord of the Rings character, you would be forgiven because most of the names have like a multiple number of vowels or no vowels at all.
It was one of those things where I thought about it right at the last second, and I could have used a repeat, but I figured I needed the repeats later, and I was like, maybe, but yeah. Just one of those things.
One of the dangers, unfortunately, when you have a limited number of repeats, you can really have to really start thinking outside of. I mean, normally every player, you want to get every question correct, but at the same time, you also have to make do with what you have, which is the limited number of challenges and repeats available to you. If this was like unlimited stuff, we'd be here for 2.5 hours.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people don't ever challenge, and rarely will repeat. And I think that's not necessarily the way to go. I think utilize those to your advantage if you can. I mean, even if it's to throw off an opponent or whatever. But you played excellent, man. You stole when you needed to steal. You got your opponent's strength, and you navigated your way through that, even with a challenge on the table there, that could have shook you a little bit, shaken you a little bit. But you didn't even have to answer around 3. So yes, 16 points there, and a TKO will put you up pretty highly. I'm not exactly sure where you'll be in the rankings, but after this next match,
Captain America target-sized target on my back, I guess.
Yeah. You will when I post those rankings up.
Whatever company you're going to be joining in that bracket, man.
Yeah, when I put the rankings up, I'm sure people will start to take note that the Ghost is there. He has arrived on the scene.
Good.
But yeah, anything else for him, Ryan? For Robert?
I mean, he handled himself pretty well in this match. I mean, to be honest, it was just all about random and chance with these questions. Some questions he could have been very unfortunate on, but he kept himself calm and cool. He didn't get a chance to do a third round question. So when people are going to be looking at this match, they're going to wonder. I mean, that puts him in the top echelon of players. But at the same time, this is nothing to hold for Nico to hold his head in the game. Yes, he's going to be upset for a while. But as I told him, your greatest match is right next to your worst played game, and it can be vice versa here. Robert can have a great game today. Next time he plays, he might not be at his best. It's all random.
Right, and also people looking at his footage will notice that he doesn't have that round 3 and wonder, how does he compose himself in a round 3? So you can kind of keep that close to the vest until said day comes. Go ahead and bring Nico back in, and we'll close this thing out tonight. So yeah, guys, I appreciate you coming in and having this match tonight. Looking forward to both of you competing in the tournament. We will definitely be having, like I said at the beginning of the show, some sort of I don't know if I'd call it a show, but a stream where we'll have a few of us on there, and we'll put it up on the side and kind of lay out
pretty much an announcement,
the road, kind of the road to where the tournament, the bracket, where the seedings are, who's going to be playing who in round 1, and who you may play down the road. So be on the lookout for that. We have one more match to record, and hopefully by the time this one is done, that one will be recorded. So thank you guys again. Ryan, thank you for co-hosting. Robert, thank you. And thanks to Nico, the Chokesland champ. And I have been your host for the evening, Kevin, the Philosopher Boss. And keep geeking out.